Annyeong! Welcome to KCF. I'm so happy to see how more and more people want to learn Korean every day. There are many K-pop fans and K-drama fans who also want to learn Korean. This is a perfect way to study a new language because when I studied English, I watched lots of American and British television dramas and TV shows. I also mainly learned English by singing along to American music. So I think having the ambition to learn something new is living proof that you are basically alive. So personally, I'm learning video editing these days, and it keeps me very motivated. And I hope learning Korean becomes a daily goal for you that helps you wake up every morning. And I would be so honored if I could be part of that process. So in the previous video, I promised you guys to teach you Korean words that you can use right away, right? But there could be some people who are eager to learn how to write and read too. Maybe they are visiting Korea soon, or they might be eager to watch K-drama without subtitles on. That is why I made a basic Korean class for you guys. While Practical Korean Class series mainly focuses on learning how to speak Korean, the Basic Korean series will challenge you further by helping you read and write Korean as well. But my motto in both series is the same. I will make sure that you have one or more words in hand after watching each video in my channel. So in today's Basic Korean class, we will learn to speak, read, and write 3 different Korean words. So today, the first word is aya, aya, aya. Say it as loud as you can. Aya! Say it when you hit your head against the wall. Say it when someone stepped on your toes. Say it when you're fighting with your siblings. The next thing you can add might depend on the other person's reactions. You could yell, aya, 아프다고, if it's your sister. But you should say, aya, 아파라, if it's your boss at work. Now, let's read out aya together. aya, aya, aya. I know ah and ya look very similar. Ya has 2 little dots on its right side, while ah has only 1. The little dot changes the sound from ah to ya. Remember, 1 additional dot changes the sound from ah to ya. Now, why don't we try writing it down? Ah, 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 and ya, ya, ya. Ah, ya, ah, ya, ah, ya. Now read it out loud. aya, aya. Next, if you want to say child in Korean, you can say ai. Put e after the same a from aya, and there's ai. Easy, right? Unlike English and other languages, Korean has one specific pronunciation for each combination of alphabets. A will always be a, and E will always be E. 아야, 아이. Now let's read out I together. 아, 이. Hey, it kind of sounds similar to the English word I, right? I, 아이. Children have beautiful eyes, right? You could try to remember the word I like that. An eye for an eye. Now let's write it down. 아, 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 and 이, 이, 이. 아, 이, 아, 이, 아, 이. Now read it out loud. 아이, 아이, 아이. The last word of today's lesson is 오이. You might wonder why I chose cucumber as our word of the day. It's because it's easy for you to remember the E from I this way. Yes, both 오이 and I, cucumber and child, have E in them. So you already know two Korean words that end with the combination E. The O combination might seem a little strange to you because, unlike all the previous letters, this one has a vowel form below the O-shaped consonant. Yes, in Korean, you can put vowels on either the consonant's right side or below it. You can also put it on both sides. But we'll get into that in later chapters. I believe a step-by-step approach is the best for studying a new language. My English teacher used to force me to memorize 100 words every day, and it drove me crazy. I won't be that kind of teacher for you guys. I'll make sure you have one or more practical words at hand after you watch each video. Anyways, so you put a vowel that is shaped like a pole on the ground under the O-shaped consonants, and then you put the familiar E next to it, and voila! You've created another perfect Korean word. Now, let's write it down. 우, 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 and E, E, E. 우, 이, 우, 이, 우, 이. Now read it out loud. We. In today's class, we learned 3 different Korean words. 아야, 아이, 우이. Please make sure you use all 3 words in real life before we meet again next Friday. Until then, 안녕!